Hi, and welcome back to this week's Parsha Shir on Sefer Maayan Beit Hashoeva. Although we read Parshat Tetzaveh this week, I would like to share a small piece with you from Rav Schwab, which is actually placed in Parshat Truma, but which I think is important and relevant and inspiring to me, but also which I think is actually relevant to all of these parshios about the Mishkan and the Big Day Kahuna, including Parshat Tetzaveh. At the beginning of Parshat Truma, the Torah tells us, "V'zos haTruma asher tikchu me'itam Zahav v'chesef unechoshes." Here's the type of materials that you should take from Bnei Israel as the truma, as the donation that we be used in Meleches HaMishkan, constructing the Mishkan, all of its vessels, and the Big Day Kahuna. And the first three materials listed are Zahav v'chesef unechoshes, gold, silver, and copper. And the Medrash Rabbah seems to align these three materials with the character of the three different avos, the three forefathers. Isa B'Shmos Rabbah, the Medrash Shmos Rabbah says, Zahav ze Avraham. We could align the material of gold with the character of Avraham Avinu, Shenivchan B'Kivshan Ha'esh Kizahav. Because after all, Avraham Avinu withstood the test of the fiery furnace, just like gold is refined in the fiery furnace. Kesef ze Yitzchak shenisraf kakesef al gabe hamizbeach. Silver could be aligned with Yitzchak because just like silver is smelted over a heat source and is improved, and the purity of the silver comes out through the heat source, so too Yitzchak was purified or refined or smelted over the fire of the Mizbeach. Nechoshes ze Yaakov. Copper can be aligned with Yaakov. Why? Shenemar nichashti vayavarcheni Hashem biglalecha. When Yaakov is leaving Lavan's house, Lavan says to Yaakov, nichashti, which has the same root as nechoshes, nichashti. I have divined or have understood through prophecy or through some means, vayivarcheni Hashem biglalecha, that God has blessed me because of your presence. So please, Yaakov, don't leave. That's the pasuk. That's the Medrash. Now, Rav Schwab says, "Tzarich biur lahavin inyano shel kol av v'mashal zeh." We have to understand why the Medrash had an interest in aligning these three products with the three avos. Well, what is it telling us about the avos, or about the products, or vice versa? What's the idea of aligning these at all? Furthermore, gam yesh litmoa heichan matzinu she'Avram nimshal l'davar hachasher b'yoser, v'Yitzchak l'davar hapachos mimenu, v'Yaakov l'davar hapachos mishneim. Where do we ever find that there is a hierarchy of the avos, of who's the best and who's the worst? Just like there is amongst these metals. It's very clear to the world that gold is the best, silver second best, copper is third best, just like the metals of the Olympics. So who says that Avram was aligned with gold, that Avram somehow was the best, and Yitzchak is second best, and Yaakov is the consolation prize? He's the third prize. So whoever said that? Actually, the reverse is true. Normally, we call Yaakov the pinnacle of the avos, the epitome of the greatness of the avos. Lastly, furthermore, what kind of proofs do they bring? Fine, the gold proof, the fact that it's refined in the fire; the silver proof, the fact that it's smelted on fire, on the Mizbeach, that all aligns to some degree. But what is this proof about Yaakov being connected to Nechoshes from the fact that a similar word, which has absolutely nothing to do with copper, is used in a pasuk where Lavan says it about Yaakov? Seems like a very loose and incidental kind of proof. So here he goes to explain perhaps the alignment of these three products with the avos. V'nir lefarish, sharei hazahav betivo, yesh lo ziv v'yofi v'ein bo sig. Seems to be that the naturally occurring mineral of gold has a certain shine, a certain beauty, a certain elegance to it without any aberrations, without any impurities. Silver is also found to be beautiful, but it has to be really smelted, it has to be cleaned, it has to be purified from all of the aberrations that are around it. Only after that is it purified, it looks really dignified and nice. And that's when it appears with its greatest splendor. That's silver. Copper has a totally different way about it. It looks how it looks. You don't have to smelt it, you don't have to refine it in the same way as silver. but it also doesn't look as beautiful as gold from the outset. It looks kind of simple, looks kind of plain, like nothing much to it. It doesn't look ugly, but it also doesn't look wonderful. But when you polish it and you really shine it up, it develops a certain splendor and beauty that makes it look almost as beautiful as gold. V'yesh lomar, and therefore we can say, after understanding the nature of these three metals, shezeu hamashal shel hamedrash. This is what the Medrash is trying to teach us about the character of the three avos. Shehabachina she'akol modim beziva v'hadar nimtzeis be'Avram yoser b'shar ha'avos. The quality of Avram was the quality of gold, in the sense that he was shining and beautiful to anybody that would see him. It was absolutely apparent that Avram Avinu was something special, something unique, without much work or much effort or much shining or much refining. It's just as it was, splendor and beauty to the world. Anybody who understood, who saw Avraham, immediately understood his greatness. Especially after he emerged from the Kivshan Ha'esh, just like gold is it's beautiful from the beginning, but it's especially gold after it emerges from the fiery furnace. So to Avraham Avinu, everyone recognized him as a gadol, as a great person. After he emerged from the fiery furnace, it was absolutely indisputable. Everybody in the world saw immediately just how absolutely beautiful and astounding he was. So much so that all the kings and the leaders and important people of the generation came to his door to seek him out. As Chazal explain. Therefore, the alignment of Zahav with Avraham teaches us something about Avraham Avinu, based on what we know about the metal gold, which is that it's beautiful and recognizable from the beginning, and when it goes through the fire, it's even more beautiful and recognizable. That's the character trait of Avraham. Aval Yitzchak lo zacha lebiru zeh miyad. Yitzchak was a different kind of person, which is why he's aligned with silver. Yitzchak's greatness was not plainly evident to those around him. It didn't come out and emerge immediately. After all, that we know that when Avraham goes to the Akedah, he is not even sure of the character and the quality of Yitzchak to the nth degree. He goes along with his two other Na'arim, Eliezer v'Ishma. Eliezer hayat tzadik gamor. We know Eliezer was a great person. Moshe b'chol asher lo shaya shalit b'yitzro kerabo. He was a great person. He controlled his yetzer hara just like Avraham Avinu. He's an amazing person. Hayadolo mashka mitoras rabo la'acherim. Chazal say that he was able to draw up from the well of inspiration and teaching from his master Avraham, and then give it over to other people. He was an inspirational figure. Vishmael harei hayat bal tshuva. Kshaya Rasha Girsha Avram Besu Achshav Chazar Korcha Shasa Tshuva. Chazal Rashi learned that perhaps the fact that Yishmael appears here at the Akedah means, despite the fact that he was kicked out, he did tshuva, he came back, he also elevated himself spiritually as a spiritually important person, so much so that we see Tanaim are named after him, Kohanim Gedolim are named after him. There's something to name after him because he did tshuva. He was also an exceptional character. V'imken ayukan tzadik gamur or bal tshuva. We had Eliezer and Yishmael, a tzaddik gamur and a bal tshuva, accompanying them on this journey. V'lo haya od mevurar sheYitzchak hu hayachid beinehem. It wasn't yet clear that Yitzchak was the exceptional character amongst them. They each had very positive qualities. Ad sheyigiu samuch l'har Moria v'rak hu ra'as anan kasher al-har v'hem lo ra'u. Until they came close to Har HaMoriah, to the Makom HaAkedah, where Chazal tell us that Yitzchak saw the Anan Kasher al-Har, he saw the cloud hovering over the mountain, and the others couldn't see it, which meant that Yitzchak was on a higher level. He was on a level of prophecy where he could understand that this was the place Hashem was showing them. Only then, after a long trek, did Yitzchak emerge as the shiny, beautiful, superior character. Only then did we realize that Yitzchak and his body and his descendants had the Kedusha of the Korban, such that he was compared to the Korban on the Mizbeach. Everyone in the world has Kedusha, even Jews, non-Jews, righteous people, non-righteous people, everybody has a Kedusha. But the people that have Kedusha through and through in their body, in the most high elevated level, like the Kedusha of a Korban, that was Yitzchak alone. That's like the refinement, the smelting of the silver. Silver has ore around it, he has impurities around it, and you can tell there's something special there, but it doesn't look like the most extraordinary thing. Then you start to purify a little bit, and all of a sudden it emerges after some time as the beautiful substance that was lying underneath. So too with the trajectory of life of Yitzchak. But Yaakov had a different trait than Avraham. He wasn't the beautiful gold that everybody recognized immediately. He wasn't the beautiful silver that over the course of time emerged as this shiny substance. Yaakov was different. Yaakov's life was not beautiful and impressive and inspirational to those around him. It was difficult from the get-go and until the very end. He suffered many tsaros. He suffered 2 galios, exiles. It wasn't apparent to the world around him when they saw him. Ooh, that's beautiful, that's shiny, that's gold, that's silver. No, it wasn't apparent that he had a greatness to him. Ad kedei kach she'afil k'shera Lavan sheba lo hatzlacha meruba al-yedei Yaakov lo chashav shu mishum sheYaakov hu adam gadol el shu ba'al mazel. Lachen amar nechashti v'arecheni Hashem biglalecha. So much so that he wasn't even apparent to Lavan after all the success that was brought to his home, that it was necessarily because Yaakov himself was an Adam Gadol, that he was a special person. All he thought, he was like a good luck charm. Nichashti v'yavacheni Hashem. I've divined that it's because you're here, because of your presence, that somehow there's luck brought to my home, there's blessing brought to my home. He didn't realize that the blessing was not coming because of him to his home, it was coming because of Yaakov. The Yaakov was the Adam Gadol, and the presence of the Adam Gadol brought the bracha. He's a lucky charm that inspires the home. Lavan didn't understand the greatness, even at that point where he was being blessed, didn't understand the greatness of Yaakov. Your mazel brought me some luck, but it's not you as an Adam Gadol, it was your mazel. Because his greatness was not necessarily apparent to those around him, therefore he's compared to the copper. Its beauty, it looks kind of plain to the rest of the world until you really shine it, you really polish it in such a way that it becomes very shiny and beautiful like gold. So Avraham is aligned with gold, Yitzchak's aligned with silver, and Yaakov is aligned with the choshes. The reason that the Medrash chose to compare the avos to these 3 substances in our pasuk was in order to teach us that there is a certain level to the trajectory of each of their lives. Not level, there's a certain nature to the spiritual trajectory of each of their lives that are similar to these 3 metals. So if you understand these 3 metals in the world, now you can understand the nature of the avos that gave birth to the nation that is now building this Mishkan with those three metals. And the trajectories are very different. Some people have an easy access trajectory to spirituality. They're beautiful, successful, unbelievable from the beginning. Other people have to work a little bit. There's something beautiful there, but they have to chip away at some of the problems that are around them. When they chip those away, the beauty and the splendor is there right in front of them. And some people just look kind of plain all along. But really underneath, if you polish them, you rub them a little bit, you bring them to the fore, then they emerge as the most beautiful character. That's Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, 3 different spiritual paths compared to the nature of these 3 metals. So that's interesting in and of itself. We understand the avos better. It's interesting because now we understand the Medrash and why it aligned them together. We understand the answer to his questions, that it's not gold, silver, and copper or a hierarchy, best, second best, third best. Avraham is the best, Yitzchak second best, Yaakov third best, something we never heard of before. And it's just talking about different paths in life, different spiritual paths, different life trajectories. We also understand the answer to his question of why they compare them to begin with. We also understand the answer to his question about Yaakov being the Bechir HaAvos. We know these Bechir HaAvos, just like Nechoshes, can emerge as good as gold, but it takes some work and some clarification. And we also understand the strange proof that's brought to link Yaakov to the Nechoshes, Nichashti v'yavacheni Hashem. That pasuk of Nichashti where Lavan doesn't even discern that Yaakov is an Adam Gadol. He assumes he's like a good luck charm, he's a mazel charm. That pasuk proves that the nature of Yaakov's life is like Nechoshes, in the sense that people don't see his beauty until way, way, way later, when he's really polished and refined. So what's the final lesson in all that? It helps us to understand all this. But Rosh Schwab ends, what's the lesson for us? And what's the lesson for Truma and Tetzaveh, where all these gold, silver, and copper are used in the Melechas HaMishkan? La'olam yeshnan ba'am Yisrael shalosh bechinos halalu. V'lachein nitztavu livnos HaMishkan mizav v'kesef v'nechoshes. Kedei sheyu kolulim bo kol hamidos halalu. We built a Mishkan, a sanctuary. It's built literally by Bnei Israel, by their donations, by their sweat, by their talent. It's the embodiment of all of Klal Yisrael. And what this pasuk says, "V'ikuli truma meis kol yishiveni bo, tikuas trumasi zosa truma sher tikhu meitam zav v'chesed v'nechoshes." The truma you take from Bnei Yisrael, zav v'chesed v'nechoshes. What it's really conveying is the truma you take to build this house. It's supposed to be representative of all of Klal Yisrael. Has to represent all different kinds of Jews. Jews whose spiritual path is shining and beautiful like Avraham, like the gold. Jews whose spiritual path needs a little chipping away at the sides, but essentially it's there, it's shiny, it's beautiful, it has a lot of splendor, it's recognized by others. And Jews who look very plain, but on the inside are something truly, truly special. You have to shine them a little, polish them a little, and then all of a sudden everybody sees it after some time. Those are different kinds of models, different kinds of Jews. And if this place is supposed to be the embodiment of all of us, it has to represent in physical form, in the materials that are used, different pathways, different life trajectories that people take, different paths that people take to their relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But once it does, the Mishkan becomes a true place of Hashras Hashchina, a place where God's presence can dwell. It can dwell there because there's access points to every single Jew of all different sorts, represented by these three materials, represented in their initial form by the three models of spiritual life that were lived by the Avos, Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. May we all be successful at finding our own path, whether it's the gold path, silver path, the copper path, or some other path, our pathway into our relationship with Hashem, and our place that we find in the Mishkan of Jewish life. Shabbat Shalom.